Kia ora, hello and welcome. Today's episode is another recommendation episode. Today's flat art has been recommended to me a few times by a certain troll out there who seems to think I'm too afraid or I'm unable to debunk this person. So without further ado, let's cue the music and let's get into it.
Someone convince me, someone convince me that I'm dead. I'm not too sure cause I saw my breath floating around in the mirror. What if I'm alive to be buried alive?
Yes, so today we are taking on Eric Dubay, and he's going to demonstrate to us today just how little he understands meteors or meteorites.
These craters are what look to be like craters. What are they then?
So there's things that they call craters, which are holes in the earth, like a bowl shape. And then there's little edges kind of up above the rest of the earth around them there. So in one way, it looks like it could have been caused based on an impact from above.
Yeah, funny how a rock impacting the earth from space is going to make an impact crater that looks remarkably a lot like an impact crater from something that's hit the earth from above.
Though another way it could be is, say, like a gas bubble from below.
What? You mean like this? Or this?
And that same kind of shape could be the resulting shape from some sort of phenomenon happening from below just as well.
Like a sinkhole.
Like a sinkhole. And if it was from, say, a rock, burning rock from outer space, there should be huge, I mean, the rock itself should still be there if it caused that big of a depression, and there should also be huge chunks of it everywhere. Yet none of these supposed crater sites have anything of the sort. No big ball sitting in a hole, or even gigantic shards that we can still look at.
That's because due to the amount of energy that's released when a meteorite impacts Earth, that most of that meteorite actually vaporizes. That being said though, we do still find some pretty large fragments.
Only, again, little pieces that they claim, oh, this is a meteorite, just like they claim the moon rocks. And same with the craters on the moon. If you look at the moon with your own eyes or with a telescope, there are potch marks of some kind there. But it's a foregone conclusion to say that they are craters formed during meteorite collisions. I mean, this is just an explanation that you've come up with. It's a possible explanation, but there's no physical evidence for that.
Well, being that we do have footage from the last lunar eclipse of a meteor impacting the moon, kind of makes your point then moot.
None of us have ever seen a rock come from space and collide with the Earth, make a huge explosion, and then show us the rock sitting there so that we can verify that, yep, that was a big-ass rock that just came from outer space. It doesn't exist. We don't actually have that physical evidence to prove that such a thing exists.
If you go to the American Meteor Society website, they will give you the information required to find meteors. You can also use the reporting system to know when and where a recent fireball event has taken place. Meaning, yes, you can witness an impact, and if you are lucky, you can go collect your own samples.
So what do we see around the world? These lights that we saw in Russia a few years back and Arizona a few weeks ago, what are these?
Well, we've got shooting stars. Like I said, stars aren't actual terra firma, so when you see a light shoot from somewhere to somewhere else, it's simply that. It's simply a light shooting. It's not a rock in outer space coming somewhere.
And here is where Dubay tries to use words that he doesn't understand. First, shooting stars and stars are not the same thing. A star would be a giant ball of nuclear fusion light years away, whereas a shooting star would be a small meteor burning up in the upper atmosphere. And terra firma? Well, that means firm land, and has got nothing to do with stars. That's just Eric Dubay trying to sound smart and failing.
No, but the ones in Russia that actually broke school windows and it almost felt like an explosion.
Right. And then you've got these ones where you can see from, mostly from Russia, it seems like, from dashboard cams, you'll see these burning balls of something coming, and yeah, they've even crashed windows and something. These, I think, are some sort of military thing that they're shooting to make us believe that meteorites exist.
So Eric thinks that this event that occurred in Russia was nothing more than a military missile. Should we take a look at what military missiles look like when they're in flight, shall we? And, see if they match. Oops, Eric. Would you like another attempt at that?
Because they're always coming down at an angle like they've been shot from a plane. If meteorites existed and we were on a spinning ball Earth, then meteors should be shooting in every single direction possible, not always from the exact same direction coming down onto the Earth. There should be meteorites that go upwards and ones that go diagonally upwards.
Meteors should go upwards. I mean, what?
And ones that go horizontal and every other type of way, but we don't see that.
Just ask yourself why, Dubay. I mean, seriously, you cannot be this stupid.
So I'm quite skeptical of meteorites or asteroids or any sort of thing that they claim is up there floating around and comes down here and destroys dinosaurs, their other myth. They like to use their myths in conjunction like that.
Okay, so dinosaurs are now a myth. I'm assuming all of those fossil records are fake. All the paleontologists are just lying. I mean, seriously, Dubay, do you hear yourself when you speak?
Two more questions. No, I'm sorry, finish your statement.
Yes. So as far as the Russian ones, I would tend to think those are some sort of military experiment, some sort of weapon or something like this.
Well, we just so happen to have a former member of the Soviet military here. Yuri, what's your take on all of this? That is just utter horseshit. What would Russian government have to gain from such a thing? In fact, last meteor impact cost Russian government more than $33 million. Dubay is just fucktard.
Because you don't see them all over the world, you just see them there. It seems like it might be something they're working on.
Okay then, Dubay. What about this one from Australia? Or this one from Peru? Or this one from America? Or are you seriously suggesting that Russia has fired missiles at all of these countries and nobody seems to care?
And the craters, not sure what those are formed from, but again, not seeing the evidence that they're from rocks falling from the sky.
Oh, the evidence is there, all right. You're just choosing to ignore any evidence that doesn't fit your narrative.
And for shooting stars, they say that those are comets, or that's another one. They say comets or whatever are asteroid rock formations that circle around us every so many years.
Okay, so a comet and a meteor or asteroid are two completely different things. An asteroid is a small rock object in space. A meteor is that asteroid as it's burning up in our atmosphere, and then it becomes known as a meteorite as it strikes the Earth. A comet, on the other hand, is a small object consisting mostly of dust and ice that's in orbit of our Sun. It gives off a tail as the outer layers of the comet are being blown off by solar winds.
But if we're spinning around the sun and the sun's spinning around the galaxy and all these motions are happening, why would comets have regular revolutions that we would see in such a cosmology. If the Earth was actually making all of those motions, we shouldn't ever come up across the same comets again.
Okay, Dubay's stupid is getting a bit too much for me. Luckily, allegedly Dave has given me something that's going to dumb down my brain enough in order to carry on. Yuri, are you able to take over for a bit just while I do this?
I am sorry, Auntie. Last lot of Dubay was too stupid. Yuri's getting drunk.
Okay, what about you, Lance Flatter? Can you take over?
Hey, look, sorry, buddy. I've got a bunch of flatheads that are about to see the ice wall, so I've got to go take them out. Sorry, mate.
Oh, fuck. Is there anyone out there that can help?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dick Dawson from World Model Feud.
Dick Dawson, mate. World Model Feud. Here's to you, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me on, Anti-Flatter. It is an honor to be part of your show. Now let's go over the verbal diarrhea Eric Dubay has spewed from that gaping hole he calls a mouth and see if we can't dial the crazy down from its Spinal Tap level of 11 to a more tolerable 3 or 4, shall we? Now I'm just going to go back over the video, pull up a few clips that I thought were extra crazy, and then we'll dig into the insanity we just listened to. So let's dig in.
Any kind of shape could be the resulting shape from some sort of phenomenon happening from below just as well.
Like a sinkhole.
Like a sinkhole.
A sinkhole? Dubay, shut your sinkhole. Does that look like it sank into the ground when you look at the edges, you blowhard beer fart?
Meteorite, just like they claim the moon rocks. And same with the craters on the moon.
Yes, they claim the moon rocks because the Apollo missions brought them back. And the pockmarked craters on the moon? What do you think? The man in the moon just has a bad complexion?
But if we're spinning around the sun and the sun's spinning around the galaxy and all these motions are happening, why would comets have regular revolutions?
Revolutions? The word is orbits. Did nobody tell you dropping out of grade 7 was a bad idea?
That we would see in such a cosmology. If the Earth was actually making all of those motions, we shouldn't ever come up across the same comets again.
All right, shit for brains, let's get at it then. You see, our motion around the sun and through the galaxy has no effect whatsoever on the asteroid belt where the meteors come from, or the Oort cloud where the comets come from. Okay, sorry folks, but I need a break here. This man is catastrophically stupid, and it is literally dragging my IQ down by the second. I want to say a huge thank you to Anti-Flatter for having me on the show. It was a great pleasure and honor, and I'll send it back to you, buddy. Have at her.
Cheers for that World Model Feud. Okay, from here, Dubay shows us a bunch of meteor footage, and he also shows a bunch of spherical metal objects for some reason, and I'm sure they're part of his big conspiracy. But to save you the brain cells, I'm just going to skip.
Rocks that are spread out all over the ground outside aren't actually even the meteor. The apparent meteor is this here, a piece of it.
Yes, that is an awesome piece of a meteorite. But what was that you said earlier, Dubay, about us never being able to find any large pieces?
Looks like metal.
It is iron nickel.
It's iron nickel?
Uh-huh.
That right there, folks, is the highest his IQ has ever been.
So tell me about this thing. This is like one
It's
of the
the
few
biggest
pieces.
piece.
This is
found.
the biggest piece?
It's the biggest piece found from the one that made the crater. It weighs
Holy
1,406 pounds.
This thing right here is
92% iron.
This is 1,000.
7% nickel. That one is 1,400.
This thing right here is
92% iron.
This is 1,000.
7% nickel. That one is 1,406 pounds. 92% iron, 7% nickel, and about 80 different trace minerals.
Of course he's quick with the stats. It's his job, you moron. A job. Yeah, you should try getting one. Well, one where you don't flip burgers.
And it arrived here from the asteroid belt that lies between Mars and Jupiter.
This is awesome.
Good.
This is awesome. I have to film it, show my wife.
All right.
Is that
The
cool?
next movie
Are
will
you like
be
the expert? You've been here a while or what?
No, I'm just a tour guide.
Oh, cool.
But I've been here a while. The movie will start at 4:30. It's a 10-minute movie.
Okay.
Doors close automatically, but you still have time to either do the museum.
Yeah,
or
I gotta go check out the big hole. Which way?
Firstly, mate, you have the physical evidence in front of you and you're still trying to say it's crap. Now that just reeks of dishonesty. Secondly, you're making a video trying to convince people of your crap. You don't see the irony at all?
Is the hole?
Check out the hole.
Oh, the crater.
To my left, right there where it says crater.
Cool.
To my left.
Crater. So this is a picture of what I'm about to go check out from up in the sky.
Yes. Hello, folks.
Hey, how's it going?
Guys,
You're
this is
just
the
arriving. The
biggest
crater's
piece.
right over there. The
Right
next
there.
movie will be at 4:30.
They found it.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, Dubay. It is because, as the guide said, that meteor fragment is made up of mostly nickel and iron, meaning it has a lot of mass to it. So when this meteorite struck the Earth, it did so with a lot of kinetic energy. Now that energy would have been transferred into the Earth and created this crater.
That's just unbelievable that that is the piece. What do you think happened to all?
Oh, I wonder why he faded out his question and the guide's answer just then.
May I suggest, Anti-Flatter, that he's a disingenuous little asshat who got a really good answer and did not want it to be on camera.
Okay, I'm running. So there's just a spring. Looks like they were just digging for water. Honestly, this looks like a bunch of thousands of native men together digging for water.
Thousands of native men digging for water. Eric Dubay has his head shoved so far up his fucking ass that he refuses to believe the evidence when he's staring right fucking at it.
That's not true. It's not that big. Guys, I was just in there. Wow.
Not only can this happen again, it will happen again unless we choose to do so. Not only can this happen again, it will happen again unless we choose.
Dubay, I know you played that twice to make some kind of a point, but there will be more impacts on Earth. That's just a fact of life, mate.
In our neighborhood, there's a lot of other asteroids that are whizzing past.
What city is that they
These are
put
the
in there?
asteroids that
Guys, it's not that big.
nearer
I'll go show you right now.
Okay, he is right here in saying that you can't fit an entire city into the crater. But at a diameter of 1.2 kilometers, the thing is still fucking massive. And I believe that would have been the point of the illustration.
They put a whole entire city inside of this thing. I mean, they seriously, they just put a whole entire fucking city. It's not that big, guys. It's not that big. You can't put a city in there. I mean, I'm telling you, like, that city had, like, gigantic trees and skyscrapers. That's a bush right there.
So then, Dubay, by your own admission, that crater isn't that big. Therefore, why do we need such a large fragment? If you're going to try and deceive someone, mate, at least learn a little internal consistency, okay?
Something more like this.
I pay $18 with a discount to come here, and it seems like, other than the hole that's not as big as it looks on TV, other than that, we're gonna go watch a movie. So, you know, you gotta show me a movie while I'm here at the site about what it means, about what it is. Look at this. Oh gosh. It's a compass, that's for sure. It's a compass. Milky Way home. Total compass up there. Quasars.
Wow, that just demonstrates how childish Dubay actually is. And he spends the next while mocking the various displays, mostly because he's too stupid to understand them. I'm going to save you the brain cells and just skip along.
It's a meteor hitting someone's car. Sure. Sure it is.
Yes, Dubay, that was a meteor that hit that car. The reason why it looks different and has a different impact is because the meteor is made up of a different material and came in at a different angle. But Dubay is too stupid to understand this.
Put yourself at ground zero.
No, it's not Dubay. Now, I'm not going to show you what was in that video that Dubay's seen, because that footage belongs to Media Creator Visitor Center. But if you want to see it, Dubay was more than happy to rip them off.
Look guys, I found a globe station. Density, angle, Earth. Okay, so we got a globe video game here. Alright, so select object. Select object? Oh shit. Impact. I want higher velocity, and I want an angle, and I want some diameter. Go ahead and run simulation now for me. Oh, here's the simulation, guys. I created this. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Okay, now that looks like a cool simulator to show what the different size, composition, and angle of impact is going to have on the blast effects of a meteor strike. Now Eric at this point runs around the museum with silly music playing, trying to pretend like this is all fear-mongering. If you would like to see that, link's going to be in the description. During this part, Eric suggests that most of what we know is all CGI, which is completely false. As of 2013, we had discovered 10,000 near-Earth objects, none of which were CGI. Now before I sign off, I just want to give a huge thank you to Dick Dawson from World Model Feud. Mate, you absolutely saved my ass back there. The rest of you guys, if you haven't seen World Model Feud yet, link's going to be in the description. I highly recommend you go checking him out, but he will be making a regular appearance on this show from now on.
Anti-Flatter, on behalf of the audience, thank you very much. You are too kind.
And that's it. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end. If you liked the video, please give her a thumbs up. If you haven't already, there's a small little button down there that says subscribe. Really appreciate it if you give that a click. But until next time, cheers.